Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Southern Virginia University men's basketball from the Knight Sports Arena as we get ready to open up the 2017-2018 season with the Southern Virginia University Knights opening up the season at home against the Shenandoah Hornets out of the ODAC. I'm Jim Bresnahan. I'm joined by Seth Hansen. We're ready to bring you Knights basketball for 2017-2018, Seth. And again, it'll be Shenandoah out of the ODAC, the opening opponent for the Knights, and we'll see how things go here for the Knights in 2017 and 18. Last year was a tough year. They only won 5 times. They had a lot of close calls, of course. They could have easily won 10 to 15 games, but they've got a lot of key returning players from that 2016-17 squad.
Yeah, Jim, you're definitely right, and it's a great day to be a Knight. We're excited to watch this new team take the floor. They've got some new additions as well as the old, but, we talked to Coach Caputo today at lunch. He mentioned some different things they're going to change on the offense, some different wrinkles. They've got some good staples coming back with Cale Thornton and Tyler McCready, so look for them to get the ball early and hopefully make a big impact on the early part of the game.
And the Knights starting 5 being introduced right now, Seth. And, of course, talking with Tony Caputo earlier today, the starting 5 really isn't that big of a deal because we're going to see probably 8, 9, 10 players playing a lot of minutes, at least early on.
Yeah, Coach Caputo mentioned to us that he feels like this team this year is a lot deeper than the team last year. So last year he was trying to slow the game down, give his guys times to have their legs under him. He didn't want to tire everyone out too early because he didn't feel like he has as many options on the bench. But this year he feels he's got so many guys who can really push the ball, that can run and play defense, that he's excited to push the ball a little bit and rotate those guys, a bunch of guys at the same time. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a different look, but I'm excited to see it.
And it sounds like, in talking with Coach Caputo, that he really wants to establish the inside offensive game first, get that going with Cale Thornton and Tyler McCready, really get the defenses collapsing on them, and then push the ball back outside, maybe on future trips for three-point shooters like Kellen Winslow and Sam Armstrong.
Yeah, I think Coach really understands that the strength of his team right now is with Cale Thornton and Tyler McCready. Both of those players have a lot of experience. They're big, strong guys that can play inside. So he really wants Shenandoah tonight. He wants them to try and beat them inside and then kick it out, like you mentioned, to Kellen Winslow and Samuel Armstrong.
Well, we talked about 2 of the returning players from last year, like Cale Thornton and McCready. Obviously a sophomore this year, McCready is, but they've got some outstanding talent returning also from last year, like Aaron Rumbaugh and Alec Johnson.
Yeah, certainly a lot of those high-energy guys that can push the floor, push the ball, and I know Coach Caputo is relying on them a bunch.
And, of course, they've got some good three-point shooters. I mentioned Kellen Winslow and Sam Armstrong, but the Knights have some other new looks in the backcourt, like Colson Hardy, the sophomore who's 5'10", 165 pounds. Good player there, and a sophomore who got some limited playing time last year, Justin Prisby, who's also getting a start tonight in the first game of this new season.
Yep, some new faces, some new blood. I know they've pumped a lot of energy into the program. Coach Caputo and Coach Winslow, who's back as an assistant this year, is really excited about what they've seen in practice so far. So now it's just about time to get it going and see what happens at game time.
Looks like a momentary delay for an equipment problem on the court. And once they get that straightened out, we'll have the opening tip.
You know, one important thing to know about this Shenandoah team, they got a new head coach, Adam Walsh. This is his first season here with Shenandoah. He comes from, Sanitary College of Louisiana, where he had a lot of success. He coached there for 7 seasons. In 2015, they won the Southern Collegiate Athletic Conference regular season title, the program's first title since joining Division III. He was also in 2014 named the SCAC Coach of the Year in that conference. So, he brings a good resume into this program, a program that's trying to rebuild a little bit. And so the Knights are going to have their work cut out for them tonight.
Excellent crowd on hand for this opener tonight, as the Knights will be playing a lot of basketball really over the next week or so. When you look at their schedule, Seth, again, getting the season underway tonight, but then tomorrow they play at Christendom. Then on Friday they play in Penn State Mont Alta. So they've got 3 games in 3 nights. Next Tuesday they play at Washington Lee, and a week from Saturday they open up Capital Play at Penn State Harrisburg. So a lot of games coming up here in just a couple of weeks in the latter part of November to get the season underway.
Yeah, 3 games in 3 nights. That's never an easy task, especially at the collegiate level. But I think they've got their legs under them. It's the beginning of the season, so if you're going to have 3 in a row, now's the time to do it.
And I'm sure both squads want to get this game underway. Momentary delay again for equipment and clock problems.
Yeah, it looks like they're fiddling with the shot clock on this end over here. I'm not sure what the issue is.
Trying to make sure it works, obviously. By the way, next Tuesday we'll get our first look at the Southern Virginia University women's basketball team. They actually start this week with a couple of games, but their first home game is coming up next Tuesday night at 7 o'clock against Randolph. Wrestling's off to a good start. Had a nice win over Addison Broaddus last Friday, so the wrestling squad is looking much better than the last couple of years, and you got to really credit the coaches there.
Yeah, they've certainly built that program. They've seen, I'm a student here, and I see it's fun to see the new students come in at the school year. And I remember early in the first week, saw a bunch of big, strong guys walking on campus wearing wrestling shirts. And, Coach Davis has put in his time recruiting, and he's really got the program in a good spot right now.
Speaking of which, of course, you're running back on the football team, and the football team just wrapped up its season last Saturday, and you suffered a little bit of an injury in that game.
Thanks for bringing it up, Jim. Just on a kick return.
Well, just in case anybody hears you moan in pain tonight.
Yeah, which really might happen. Yeah, just unfortunate accident on a kick return I was blocking, and an opposing player kind of rolled up into my ankle. It's kind of a high ankle sprain. If you see me around on campus, I'm on crutches right now, but I'm going strong and lucky to still be here tonight to broadcast this game with you.
And it looks like they're bringing out the ladder, so it looks like they're going to have to do some surgery to get this clock working.
Yeah, good thing we've got some tech people on hand here.
What was your take on the football season, by the way? You guys had 2 wins, but, a lot of close calls during the season, and looked like the team really made some strides.
Yeah, from the first day that we were in camp and we practiced, you could tell how much better off our team was than last year. It didn't reflect on the win-loss column as much as we'd like, but the program's definitely trending in the right direction. Coach Dupay is putting in the work and really getting the culture built here, which is most important. Unfortunately, I'm a senior, so I just finished, but the program's in good hands. One more year in the NJAC, and then they'll be heading into the ODAC, which will be really exciting for the school and for the football program. Yeah,
just one more season in the NJAC, and as you mentioned, they'll be starting ODAC play in 2019. And this was your last year playing football for the Knights. I know you enjoyed playing against some fantastic competition in the New Jersey Athletic Conference. I know there's obviously good teams in Ohio. Ohio's got some good Division III conferences, as does Minnesota and West Virginia. But you got to feel the New Jersey Athletic Conference certainly would be one of the top 10, maybe one of the top 5 conferences in America.
I definitely won't disagree with that statement. Certainly feels like the SEC of Division III football after playing in it. Some phenomenal talent, but it's been a good experience. If you want to be the best, you got to play the best, and that's something Coach Dupay has always told us.
So we are ready to go. It'll be Cale Thornton jumping center for the Knights and Derek Perry jumping center for the Shenandoah Hornets, and the Hornets get the opening tip, and we are underway here from the Knights Sports Arena. Seth, also that Coach Caputo mentioned some of his strategies for this year, and he also said he's going to maybe run a little bit more, and I would imagine we might see some defensive pressure, some press along the way too, as there's a driving layup along the left baseline by Jordan Hunter, misses the shot. Here come the Knights on a fast break, but the pass not expected by Aaron Roombaugh, and back comes Shenandoah on a break, and the Hornets get the first 2 points of the game with Derek Perry, the senior, making the shot.
Yeah, I think it's good to have them push. I know last year at times they struggled to find some offense, so if you can push the ball and find some easy, quick points, that's definitely the way to go.
See if the Knights try to go inside. Here's Roombaugh going right baseline. Lost the basketball. Now he's double-teamed, threw it away, and it's going to go to Shenandoah. They're going to say either last touch by the passer, Roombaugh, or Winslow. Winslow maybe thought a defender got his hand on the ball, but the Hornets have it, leading here 2-0 early on.
You can see some jitters on those first 2 possessions. Guys just need to settle down a little bit. First game of the year.
Shot was missed. Now a 3-pointer will be taken by Shenandoah. It's missed again. Thornton bats out the rebound, but it goes out of bounds, and they're going to say last touch by the Hornets.
Yeah, they're going to need a strong defensive presence from Thornton tonight if they want to take the victory. On the boards as well as on the offensive end, playing down low and drawing some fouls.
Hardy will go over to Presby over on the left side. And now Aaron Roombaugh. And now Hardy will launch a 3. It is an air ball, no good. And the Hornets will have the basketball, leading here 2-0 early on. Well, it's the first game of the year, Seth, and both coaches, especially Tony Caputo, from our standpoint, you got to figure that it's going to be a little bit rusty early on, and as both teams will try to field their way. There's a missed shot, but a rebound by Jordan Hunter, the senior, puts it back up and in for the Hornets, and they now lead 4-0.
Yeah, rebounds. Those rebounds are so crucial. You can't give the offense a second opportunity at the bucket. They've got to shore those in, be able to grab them.
Hardy driving through two defenders, couldn't get the shot to go. I think he was looking to maybe pick up some contact, didn't get any foul call, but the ball was knocked out of bounds last touch by the Hornets, so the Knights will have it with 16 on the shot clock. Nice pass inside to Prisby, and he scores. 4-2. Nice inbounds pass by the Knights, and Justin Prisby with the easy basket for the Knights. He's a sophomore. 4-2, Shenandoah on top. Jump shot outside, good. That's Derek Perry, the senior, hitting his second basket. 6-2, Shenandoah on top.
And that's the kind of shot you can live with. You just don't want to give up any easy layups, but a jump shot from the big man with a hand in his face, he's probably not going to make those all game, so that was pretty decent defense there.
Rumball down on the right baseline, takes the 10-foot jump shot and hits it.
And that's a good sign from the Knights. If you can get Rumbaugh going early, he'll be able to open some things up, draw defenders out to open up the inside for Cale and McCready eventually when he gets in here.
Jarrett on a drive, and they call him for a travel. Turnover, Shenandoah.
Student section letting Shenandoah know exactly what they did there.
Some pressure in the backcourt by the Hornets. Knights try to work it up court to Prisby. And now Rumball's got it outside. Down low, Thornton scores.
Good look. That's exactly how Coach Caputo drew it up. Anytime you can get Thornton that close to the basket with the ball in his hands, good things are going to happen.
And we are all even at 6. Good recovery from the Knights after trailing early here 4-0. See what the Hornets are going to do on their trip down offensively. Step back jumper on the way, in and out. Rebound Prisby. Knights trying to look for a break. Prisby will go all the way. Shut off. Over to Hardy. Now down low to Rumball. Nice pass to Cale Thornton, and he will score.
That was great team basketball. Good footwork by Cale there to get inside, put himself in position, and just execute it perfectly.
Yeah, the Knights have their first lead of the game at 8-6. Driving pass inside is knocked away by Prisby. 3-on-1 break for the Knights. They'll go over to Prisby and over to Winslow. He can't hit, but there's Rumball with a stick back, and he hits the next stick back to make it 10-6 Knights. Prisby, Winslow, Rumball running the break that time, and Aaron Rumball with the basket. And so the Knights trailed early 4-0, now on top by 4. There's a three-pointer. It is up, and it is good by Jordan Hunter, the senior. He makes it 10-9. Now Cale Thornton with it outside. Knights on top by 1. Hardy thought about taking a 3. Rumball thinks it over. Prisby with a baseline drive. Kicks it outside to Winslow, and he hits the jumper. It's a 3 for Kellen Winslow.
Good patience there by Prisby and Rumball. Everyone who touched the ball in that, by not forcing a bad shot, they took their time, passed it around until Winslow was open for an easy look.
Knights have a 4-point lead, and driving to the basket, there's going to be a foul. Shot was missed by Jonah Meredith, but he was fouled from behind. So the first foul of the game will go against the Knights.
And as Coach Caputo told us this morning, Jim, it looks like he's going to sub in a whole new squad right now with 5 subs.
Look for players like Alec Johnson, certainly, Tyler McCready, Sam Armstrong, the three-point threat. Sam's out there, along with, again, Alec Johnson, McCready. Also coming onto the floor for the Knights will be Bennett Canlin, number 30. 13-10, free throw on the way, up and good. Now 13-11. And also Jaron Anderson is out there. His first action as a Southern Virginia University Knight, freshman from Cottonwood Heights, Utah. Pressure in the backcourt by the Hornets. Sam Armstrong, who really came on late last year, gets it across the timeline.
Yeah, I know Coach is relying on Sam a lot. Like you said, he was young last year, got some meaningful minutes down the stretch. Hopefully he can make some big jumps in his game this season.
Here's Canlin with the ball. Working it over to Alec Johnson, and now McCready. Tries to go baseline. And the shot clock runs out on the Knights. Good defense by the Hornets.
Yeah, it really was. They took away that baseline move for McCready, and it just was too late at that point.
So it is 13-11. Knights on top here by 2. In the preseason poll for the Capital Conference, the Knights were 9 of 10 teams. Shenandoah in the preseason ODAC prognostications, Seth, they were rated dead last in the ODAC. So both these teams trying to prove the odds makers, the prognosticators wrong as far as both the ODAC and the Capital Athletic Conference preseason ratings.
Yeah, certainly. And you know, that's part of the reason why you probably see Shenandoah with a new head coach this year. They're trying to get their program on track. You know, the Knights feel good about their squad. They're bringing Coach Winslow back. They feel like it's going to boost them a little bit, and they might surprise some teams this season.
Right now the Knights have a 2-point lead, trying to expand upon it.
Armstrong down low.
And Armstrong fadeaway, didn't really have a shot. And the rebound pulled down by the Hornets. And we'll see if they go on the break. They do. All the way, losing the ball out of bounds. No foul call. Jonah Meredith, who lost the ball and was the last to touch it, thought he got fouled, but no call. And now we've got a media timeout on the court. 13:38 to go, 13-11, Knights on top. Let's break away for this timeout from the Knight Sports Arena.
I signed up for my first art class, and I just fell in love with what we were doing. When you're learning, you need to be challenged to a point that you're willing to work harder, and that's what I needed.
To me, I felt like I didn't just want to learn how to create art. I wanted to know what to create art about.
The things that you read and you see and you expose yourself to automatically come out in your art. And you can't separate what you're letting into your mind with what's coming out in your art.
Part of being an aspiring artist is not only developing your artistic voice, but also you have something to say. And honestly, I would have nothing to say if it weren't for its education.
Back to the Knight Sports Arena. Jim Bresnahan, along with Seth Hansen, bringing you all the action tonight of the first men's basketball game for the Southern Virginia University men for the 2017-18 season, as the men lead Shenandoah. 13:37 to go, first half, and it's Southern Virginia on top here, 13-11. They trailed early 4-0. Their biggest lead was 13-9. Right now it's a 2-point lead for the Knights. Trying to expand upon that, there's a steal of a pass by the Shenandoah Hornets. They tried to get that ball to McCready. Got a three-point on the way, up and no good by the Hornets. So McCready rips down that rebound.
Good rebound by McCready there. The Knights got to be careful. Shenandoah is picking up the tempo on the defensive end. They got to be crisp with their passes and don't want to have any sloppy turnovers.
And McCready's got it outside. And let's see, the call here goes against the Knights. Looks like a foul on the Knights. So Canlin's going to pick up that foul. That's the second team foul against the Knights. And so Southern Virginia University with a wasted trip down the floor that time. Still with a 2-point lead here, but the Hornets will try to retake the lead with a 3 or tie with a 2 with 12:53 to go till halftime. Hornets work it over to the left side to Jonah Meredith. Now they go back to the right for a 3, and it's good. Three-pointer by Christopher Cheney, a junior from Virginia Beach, and the Hornets retake the lead at 14-13. Sam Armstrong thought about taking a 3. Alec Johnson will launch the 3. It is up and no good. McCready grabs the rebound, and he's fouled on the stick-back attempt.
That's a great play by McCready, just a hustle play, but smart as well. He put himself in the right position, and that's huge for the Knights. Those are the kind of things that elevate your program, that go from losing games to winning close ones, and that's great to see early on from McCready.
And that's the first team foul against the Hornets, as McCready will shoot 2. First one on the way, no good. Still can tie the game at 14 if he can hit this foul shot. And McCready got that one to roll in. It's 14-14 with 12:20 to go till halftime. Knights and Hornets in a tight first half battle. Hornets will try another 3 from outside. Good again. This time by Christian Meredith, sophomore out of Frederick, Maryland. And Shenandoah's hit some 3s here in the first half, and that has given them a 3-point lead, 17-14. McCready spinning down low. He got hit on the arm. He'll go shoot 2 more foul shots.
And the Knights will take that all day. If they're just going to hack McCready whenever he's down there, they love that. And his free throw shooting, it'll find its stroke, and that's good signs for the Knights.
And you would see right now the way Shenandoah really is not collapsing on McCready, that I would imagine he'll keep getting the ball until they really double team him. First foul shot is up and no good, so he's 1 out of 3 so far.
Certainly, yeah, and it doesn't look like they have anybody on the floor right now, at least, that matches up with McCready's length so much. So when that happens, you start playing defense with your hands instead of your feet, but it should be the opposite. So 2 early fouls for Shenandoah.
He hit that foul shot. And so it looks like the original starting 5 back out on the court. And I know in talking with Tony Caputo earlier, Seth, that he mentioned that he was going to sub 5 guys for 5 guys, not so much based on minutes or really the quality of play as much as how many points they've scored.
Yeah, it's an interesting philosophy. One that good rebound there.
Aaron Rimbaugh pulling down that rebound after a missed 3-pointer. 17-15. Shenandoah by 2. And of course, that's just the strategy early on. I'm sure things will change or evolve as the season goes along. Pass down low to Prisby. He is bodied up. Gets out of a double team. Over to Rimbaugh. He can't hit the 3-pointer. Almost a rebound there for Prisby of the Knights, but it rolled off his knee and out of bounds, and so the Hornets have it.
Yeah, going back to Caputo's philosophy with the substitutions, that's one way to look at it. If you've given up a lot of points, that's generally, a sign of being tired. We know that defense usually correlates to effort. So if you're giving up points, you're generally exhausted. So it'll be interesting to see if he makes any different adjustments from that going forward. The first unit when they played at the beginning of the game were real strong, so looking for them to continue that right now.
Good drive to the basket by Jalen Jarrett from Dinwiddie, Virginia. He drew contact. That'll be the 3rd team foul on the Knights. And so Jarrett will go to the foul line. He'll shoot 2 with his team on top by 2 here with 11:02 to go in the first half of action. Foul was called on Colson Hardy for the Knights. And the first foul shot is good to give the Hornets a 3-point lead. And Jarrett got them both. Right now the Hornets are on top here by 4, Seth, largely due to their foul shooting and their 3-point shooting.
Yeah, they've hit a few 3s this quarter, and on the flip side, the Knights have missed a few free throws. It's kind of been the difference, but still high energy, a lot of effort going on right here, so they'll look to capitalize on this possession. Backcourt
pressure. Prisby to Rimbaugh. He gets it across the timeline. Nice no-look pass to Thornton.
Good no-look pass.
And he was fouled. Boy, what a pass by Aaron Rimbaugh.
Yeah, that was memories of John Stockton right there, a Steve Nash type of pass. Really impressive. Good work on Thornton putting himself in the right position and being aware that the ball was coming his way.
And the way the Knights are playing offense, if they keep on doing this, at least for the first few games of the season, Seth, McCready and Thornton will shoot a lot of foul shots.
Yeah, certainly.
And the first one is no good, so the Knights will try again. Again, trailing here by 4. Thornton's foul shot is good. 19-16. Now the Knights need to play some defense to stop the Hornets. This is Jarrett with the ball on the right side. Still Jarrett looking for an opening. Stutter step. Gets it back to the left for a three-pointer, and it's good again, this time by Avery White, a freshman from Woodbridge, Virginia. Another outside jump shot, and now it's a 6-point lead for the Hornets. That's their biggest lead so far.
Yeah, that's really working for Shenandoah right now. The Knights are going to have to find a way to pop out and get a hand in their face.
Another no-look pass from Roomball down to Prisby. Prisby triple team, spins and scores.
Good work. And you can see how these changes that Coach Caputo's made in the offense, it's working. They're getting the ball in good positions. They're seeing good shots. You know, not every shot has fallen for them yet, but they look so much better than last year. The ball's just moving better. It's moving a lot smoother, and they're not forcing so much like they did last season. So good signs early on.
Offensive foul called that time down for the Hornets. So they pick up their 4th team foul. The Knights have 3 team fouls, and the Knights trailing here by 4 with a chance to cut into that Shenandoah lead with 9:55 to go into the half. They go to Prisby on the right side. And now Hardy had the ball picked away from behind. Pass comes to Jarrett. He will try to go all the way, laid up short. And you can credit Cale Thornton maybe coming from behind. Jarrett might have felt some footsteps.
Yeah, good hustle there by Cale and number 3. They got, you know, certainly altered the shot, and good work. That hustle kind of play got the ball back for him.
And so the Knights, despite that turnover, still only down here by 4. Trying to get a little closer. Hardy with a jump shot, no good outside, and the rebound of the Hornets. Knights just haven't been able to hit consistently from three-point range so far in this first half. That has not been a problem for the Shenandoah Hornets. And they will try another 3 from outside, and that one is good by Chris Oates, another freshman. He's from Winchester, Virginia. And now the Hornets have jumped out big time here to a nice substantial lead with 9:05 to go, and a timeout will be taken by the Knights. They want to talk things over, and I don't know what's the bigger concern right now for Tony Caputo, is not the team's inability to shoot from outside, or just that Shenandoah is on fire and they're going to have to start covering their three-point shooters.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think as a coach, you know, you freak out too much because the other team is hitting threes. You know, that generally means you're playing some decent defense inside and they're just hitting those shots from the outside. You know, they'll start falling on the offensive end for the Knights as well. We know that they've got some good shooters. But basketball's a funny game like that. You know, it goes in streaks, you go in runs, and they're just looking to get hot before the end of this first half.
And you can, you know, play with the theory, well, they're going to come back down to earth and their shooting percentage will start going the other way. And you kind of hope that's going to be the case.
Yeah, I mean, you certainly want to be able to get a hand out in somebody's face when they're shooting, but you don't want to compromise your defense in the paint, because if you're giving up easy layups to a team, that's always a recipe for disaster.
Knights down by 7, trying to get us a little closer here. Here's Canlon, second 5 on the floor now. Armstrong out there. And Jaron Anderson. Anderson, nice pass over to Alec Johnson. Johnson back out to Armstrong, fires the 3, good.
Great ball movement on that possession. Great ball movement. Knew exactly where they were going to be, and Armstrong just sitting at the top of the three-point line, and he came through big for his team there.
May well be the best three-point shooter for the Knights. And down low, basket comes in for Shenandoah. That was Seth Myers, a senior out of Newmarket, Maryland, and he makes it 27-21. Knights down by 6, trying to build offensively on that Armstrong three-pointer. And Alec Johnson will try a 3. It is up and no good. And Shenandoah climbing for the rebound. Hornets on the break. Another three-pointer up, and that one rims out. So finally, Shenandoah missing a 3. Back comes Jaron Anderson. Now Alec Johnson. They go to McCready, down low. Pass comes, Canlon with it. Backs his way in, shoots, and it rims out. Tough miss there.
That was good footwork there, really was. Just couldn't finish at the end.
Spin move, layup attempt, no good. Offensive rebound and a foul on Alec Johnson, or no, it's going to go against Jaron Anderson. And we'll see if that was in the act of shooting for 2 shots.
Yep, looks like it's going to be 2.
14th foul on the Knights. So Shenandoah on top here, 27-21. And shooting these foul shots, Alan Dabney, sophomore out of Mechanicsville, Virginia. Knights have played 10 players so far here, Seth, and looks like Shenandoah going to play a lot of players throughout this game. They've got a pretty deep bench, apparently.
Yeah, and you know, being a new coach and everything, he's got a lot of guys he has to evaluate as well. He's got to see them in game time situations, so I'm sure he's trying to see who can come in and provide a spark for his team, come play strong off the bench, and I'm sure that's what he's doing right now.
Spencer Brown checks in for the Knights, his first appearance as a Knight. Freshman from Shelby, Michigan. Free throws, 1 out of 2 for the Hornets, 28-21. Shenandoah by 7. 7:33 to go till halftime. Jump shot outside, no good by the Knights. Couldn't hit that three-pointer. Shenandoah on the break. And they will try yet another 3. And this one is good again by Quay Mcdonald, senior out of Frederick, Maryland. They are really spreading those threes around, and now suddenly Shenandoah has jumped to a 10-point lead.
Yeah, you'd think they'd come down to earth eventually, but they're proving us wrong right now.
Alec Johnson, nice pass from McCready, 31-23 your score. Another 3 by the Hornets, and this one the rim's out. Well, right now they're just purposely looking for that 3. Back the other way come the Knights, down by 8. Really needing a basket here. And it'll be Armstrong going over. Nice pass to McCready. Had the ball knocked away, out of bounds. Last touch by the Hornets, so the Knights still have it with 16 on the shot clock.
That was a good pass there by Armstrong. Just good, better defense by Shenandoah there.
Timeout taken, 6:45 to go. And the Knights down here, 31-23. Biggest lead so far, I believe, for Shenandoah has been 10. Knights had a 4-point lead early on, 13-9, but it's been those 3-pointers by the Hornets that has really been doing the job and really keeping them ahead.
Yeah, and I mean, as a coach, you never want to be down, but if I'm going to be down, I want to be because the other team's hitting long 3-pointers rather than giving up easy buckets inside in the paint, you know, not playing tough defense. So there's certainly things they can improve on, but you've got to trust that basketball goes in ebbs and flows, and that Shenandoah can't shoot that high percentage from the 3-point line all night. So just trust the process, trust your game plan. You're obviously still in this, and trust that it's going to come back in your favor.
I want to congratulate all the fall athletes, and not just the football team, Seth, for your guys' efforts this fall, but cross country. Excellent performance by some of the cross country men's and women's performers. Men's soccer had several close losses. Women's soccer came within a hair of making the Capital Conference tournament, and what a season it was for women's volleyball.
Oh my goodness, women's volleyball was outstanding this year. They were so fun to watch. Great energizer for the school. People love to come out and see them play, and at one point won 13 in a row. That's just unbelievable. So good work out there, women's volleyball. Here
are the Knights in their first basketball game of the 2017-18 season, trailing 31-23 with 6:40 to go till halftime. Hornets on top. They've hit a lot of threes to have that 8-point lead. Alec Johnson spinning, shooting, and he couldn't get the shot to go, and the rebound pulled down by the Hornets. And driving to the basket, we're going to have an offensive foul called on Shenandoah. They were trying to draw defenders to him and get that ball to the left corner for another 3-pointer, but instead ran over a Knight defender. And so that will be a nice defensive stand there by the Knights, and we'll see if offensively they can start turning things around on the other end.
Yeah, and just to note again, I mean, on offense, they're getting some good looks. They're passing the ball well. They're moving without the ball, which is great. That creates opportunities for you. You just got to finish a little better. That's what it comes down to. But with the system that they're running, it looks good, and they look like they're running it well. Just first game jitters, just got to find a way to find the bottom of the net.
Original starting 5 for the Knights back out there now. This is Prisby going to the right baseline, and shot is up and no good. He got his own rebound, and tries to fight for the second.
Half, Jim, you really want to see the Knights finish strong. You don't want this, what is it, an 8-point lead. You don't want it to stretch to 12 or 15 or even beyond that. You really got to play strong because Shenandoah is playing with a lot of confidence right now. They feel good. They're shooting the ball well, so you've got to do something to change that momentum, get it to turn into your favor so that this half doesn't get away from you.
And right now, the Knights are kind of struggling with their outside shot. Armstrong, I believe, has the only 3 tonight for the Knights, but they also haven't had too many offensive rebounds. The Hornets have done a pretty good job with defensive board work.
Yeah, and that's just getting yourself in position. You got to box guys out.
Wild jumper on the inbounds, and here come the Knights the other way in a hurry. Alec Johnson doesn't have the numbers, so he'll slow it down. See if they try to set something up inside for Cale Thornton. This is Winslow, also a good outside shooter. He goes over to Rimbaugh, and his shot is no good, but there's Cale Thornton with the rebound, and he puts it up, no good, but he's fouled, and he'll shoot 2.
Yeah, good spot. That was good positioning right there to grab that board. Just got to capitalize now. You got an opportunity, earn your team some points, got to come through here. Yeah,
when you're down by 8, maybe early on in the first few minutes you can afford 1 out of 2 foul shots. When you're down by 8, even especially when you get into the second half, you really need both foul shots.
Definitely.
And the first one is on the way, and this one is short. So both Cale and Tyler McCready have struggled. They've usually hit the second shot, but when they missed on a 2-shot opportunity set, that usually has been the first shot. Thornton's second one is up, and he missed them both, but there's a tip in by Aaron Rimbaugh.
A great play by Rimbaugh. Just good hustle play, but good anticipation. That's good basketball IQ, understanding what's going to happen there off the bounce.
He knew where it was going to come off the rim and when. And that was a big bucket for the Knights to make it 31-25. And now they'll try to get to work defensively to stop this Hornets team. Driving the left-hand layup.
Good defense there.
Yeah, great defense by the Knights. Prisby loses it, and the Hornets can't get the shot. There's still a battle for the ball down there, and Prisby comes away with it. And Prisby's pass is stolen away by the Hornets. Now they've got a 3-on-1 the other way, and the layup is up and good, and a foul called on the Knights as Gustavo Gonzalez got the shot to go, and I think Cale Thornton just picked up the foul.
Yeah, that was great defense by the Knights there, but coming down, the Shenandoah defender just read that pass perfectly. The Knights had done that a few times where they were coming down and then trying to kick it to the corner. That Shenandoah defender read the pass perfectly, knew exactly what they were going to do, and he caused that turnover.
They may have the size advantage the Knights might, Seth, but I'll tell you, this Shenandoah team is extremely quick.
Yeah, they're a real athletic team. They've got a little better size than you might realize at first, but the Knights need to take advantage of some of the bigger bodies that they have down low.
A foul on Thornton was his first. 16 fouls on both teams now. 33-25, Knights trailing by 8. Pass down low to Thornton. He's got an easy advantage against a couple of defenders. Lost the ball momentarily. Out of bounds. And it looks like it's last touch by the Hornets.
That was the right look, getting it to Thornton underneath, but looked like he got a little too far under the basket there, and there wasn't much shot that he had.
And the Hornets have done a pretty good job, Seth, in collapsing on Thornton and McCready, especially Thornton. When you think he's got a one-on-one, a very good opportunity, suddenly it becomes a 2 or 3-on-1.
Yeah, and you know, the Knights, they've been struggling from shooting from deep. Those
Shot
outside
clock's at
shots.
4, by the way. They're going to have to hurry. Thornton got away at the last minute for the basket.
Wow, good save there by the Knights.
Three-pointer by the Hornets. Good again. That was Aaron Patterson getting it. Boy, Shenandoah, just amazing the way they can shoot threes in this first half. Every time, Seth, it looks like the Knights are going to make a charge, Shenandoah comes right back with a good defensive play or a three-pointer.
I'll tell you what, the refs are certainly letting them play now, too. There's been a few of those where either both teams drive into the lane, you'll see some slapping at the ball. A lot of times you'll see that be an automatic foul if you see trying to play defense with your hands, but they're certainly letting them play right now.
Right now the Hornets have a 9-point lead, 36-27. 13 on the shot clock for the Knights. Rumbaugh will pass it into Thornton. Shot clock's a factor. There's a steal. Easy layup, and it is no good. And Thornton comes down with a rebound. Great defense by the Knights to contest that layup without fouling. Now we'll see if Southern Virginia could take advantage of the good defensive play. It's Rumbaugh with it. Rumbaugh couldn't get the shot to go. Shenandoah grabs the rebound. 2-on-1 break. Hornets really can't find the numbers.
I'll tell you what, Jim, on that last play where it looked like they had an easy layup, but Kellen Winslow got down there and then made a play. Knowing Kellen, knowing just kind of the competitor he is, he's the kind of person that'll never give up, never let an easy basket go. That's just in his personality and the way he plays basketball, and you saw it on display right there. He's always given 100%.
36-27, the Knights trailing by 9. Defense has stopped it from being a double-digit lead for Shenandoah, and another steal for the Hornets, and this time they've got another break. And the stuff that time for Derek Perry, and suddenly it's an 11-point lead for Shenandoah, 38-27.
Just some sloppy passing right now. They got to take care of the take care of the basketball here in these final few minutes.
Clock a factor, 2:50 to go till halftime. Knights now trailing by double digits, by 11. Prisby driving to the basket, lost the ball, went through a crowd, lost it. And here comes the Hornets on another break. And Thornton, did he have the position, or is there going to be a blocking foul? It looks like it may be a blocking foul on Cale Thornton. That would be his second, and that would be the team's 7th. So Shenandoah will now be in the 1-on-1 the rest of the half with 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go till halftime.
You see McCready's going to come in here. Coach doesn't want Cale to get another foul before the half.
Free throws coming up here for Christopher Cheney. It is 38-27, the Hornets by 11. Their foul shooting has been pretty solid here in this first half as well, and Shenandoah now takes a 12-point lead. Three-point shooting, foul shooting, and good defense has really propelled Shenandoah to this 12-point lead. Now it's 13. So Canlin is out there right now with Alec Johnson, McCready, also Jaron Anderson, and Sam Armstrong as the Knights trail by 13 points. That's their biggest deficit so far tonight. They had a 4-point lead early in the first half, now trailing by 13 with 2:28 to go till halftime. McCready outside with it, over on the right wing to Anderson. He almost lost it. Back to McCready, shot clock's at 5. Ball is knocked out of bounds, and the shot clock's down to 2 for the Knights. And the Knights will have the ball, last touch by the Hornets. Knights have really gone deep into the shot clock several times tonight in this first half.
Yeah, it's good to be patient at times, but you can be too patient. You've got to take a shot at some point. Something even looks remotely good.
And the steal on the inbounds by the Hornets. They come quickly back. They will try another 3. Blocked that time by the Knights. Blocked by Canlin. And that was a big block for Southern Virginia. Here is Alec Johnson trying to go all the way. Too strong on the layup, and McCready tried to grab the rebound, and he is fouled from behind. That'll be the 17th foul on the Hornets.
Yeah, that was a good block there. Good effort on the defensive end, and now it's time for McCready to come up big and help that free throw shooting percentage.
Yeah, if that shot had not been blocked and it got in, it would have been a 16-point lead for Shenandoah. So that was a clutch block for the Knights. And McCready too strong on the foul shot. Shenandoah grabs the rebound. Hornets love to break, and they'll fire a quick jumper, and it is no good. Rims out. Tough miss there for the Hornets. See if the Knights could take advantage, down by 13. Johnson all the way.
There you go.
Scores it and draws the contact. Chance at a 3-point play for Alec Johnson.
Yeah, that's really what you need to see, because it looks like McCready, looks like Thornton, they're having a little struggles getting the ball in the net. You want to see your guards, like Johnson, go strong to the hole, not be afraid of contact, and look what he's got a chance at a 3-point play here.
40-29. Johnson will try to cut that lead down to 10. Johnson, a sophomore from Bluffdale, Utah. His foul shot is good. Three-point play, 40-30. Johnson scored 100 points last year, pulled down 87 rebounds, averaged 4 points per game. Knights now trail by 10. And there's a block by McCready.
Good work there by McCready, playing defense with his feet, and as soon as the shot goes up, gets a hand up there.
Anderson's jumper is no good. Battle for the rebound on the floor, tied up. Possession arrow will favor the Hornets with a minute 21 to go. Knights just have struggled to really get any offensive consistency going. Unlike Shenandoah, they have really sizzled here in the first half, especially from three-point range. But still, the only deficit is only 10 points.
Only 10 points, 2 strong defensive possessions last time down, so trying to make it a third right here.
Baseline drive, out the pass comes to the left side now for the Hornets. Knights really look like they're playing much tougher, aggressive man-to-man defense. That shot's going to be too strong, but right there for the rebound, put back up and in by Avery White, the freshman for Shenandoah. Right spot, right time, 42-30. Hornets by 12 with 54 seconds to go till halftime. McCready gives up the dribble. Over to Canlin. Now Anderson on a drive to the basket. Inside to McCready. He is double teamed, and he'll be fouled before the shot, which will mean a 1-on-1, I believe. He got sandwiched. I think the foul was before the shot was taken. We'll see.
Yeah, it looked like he waved off the shot there, but as you mentioned, they should be in the bonus.
Looks like we've got a media timeout with 39.7 seconds left. It's 42-30. The Knights trail by 12. We'll take this timeout from the Knight Sports Arena.
My name is Bailey Rusick. I'm a sophomore here at Southern Virginia University, and I'm from Highland, Utah. Currently, I'm the activity senator, and I'm also on the golf team. This season is only a couple weeks in, and it's going great. We have a lot of potential, and we could go really far. I would recommend everything about SVU. I love the fact that I know all my professors personally, and that they know who I am, and they know my goals, my desires, and they're here to help me achieve that. You come to love this campus and appreciate it and feel like this energy that comes from it, and then you go home for a little bit and you just want to be back. Anyone who's considering to come out to SVU, just do it, because the opportunities here are amazing. I think that's what matters most.
So Tyler McCready is ready to shoot foul shots with 39.7 seconds left in this first half. Jim Bresnahan along with Seth Hansen bringing you all the action, and McCready's foul shot is good. He needed that one.
Yeah, that was a big one for him. Hopefully, he starts to get into a rhythm, starts hitting those more consistently.
42-31. Nine-second differential between the shot clock and game clock, so the Knights should have at least one opportunity before halftime. And McCready 1 out of 2 again from the foul line, this time missing the second shot. 42-31. 11-point lead for the Hornets. Out of the ODAC. Shenandoah working it down low. Hook shot is up and no good. Rebound, Alec Johnson. 22 seconds to go. See if the Knights play for the last shot of the half.
Yeah, that's the smart move right here. Shot clock's turned off. Let's see what they come up with right now.
Knights down by 11. A 3 would really send this place rocking into halftime. Cut the deficit down to 8. Anderson to Canlin. Jump shot, no good. McCready tried to grab the rebound, and that's it for the first half, with Shenandoah going into the locker room on top here, 42-31. At halftime. And Seth, that was the first half. The Knights struggled offensively, but you really can't take anything away from the opponent. Shenandoah really on fire from three-point range. They hit a lot of their foul shots, and they played pretty good defense too.
Yeah, the tale of this half, if you want to know why the score the way it is, as you mentioned, Shenandoah shooting lights out from 3, really got hot there in the middle of the period. And then on offense there was a stretch where the Knights just kept turning the ball over, just I don't want to say lazy passes, but probably not the most careful, not the most crisp. And Shenandoah made them pay with their athleticism and taking it to the hoop. So I'm sure that's what Coach Caputo is going to talk to him about, is we've got to play crisper on offense. We've got to be smarter with our passes. But defensively, they really shut him down in the last few minutes there. Had a few blocks. They're getting some rebounds. And, you know, those things are so important. If you keep playing defense and be more efficient on offense, the Knights should be in good shape.
Yeah, that's the whole key, I would think. What's going to happen in the second half? Can Shenandoah continue to create defensive turnovers? Can they continue to hit their three-point shots?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm Shenandoah, I'm sure they're coming out thinking we're gonna keep shooting threes because they've been so hot. But from a Knights standpoint, you can't. You know, it's the first game of the year. You're not trying to panic just because the score is the way it is. Again, focus on that defense, and then offensively, stop giving the other team free possessions and free points. Just play your game, and everything should work out for you.
And we've got a quick check of the halftime numbers, and we talked about the three-point shooting. Shenandoah 7 of 11 from three-point range, and they're also 7 of 9 from the foul shot. So they've only missed 2 foul shots, only missed 4 three-point attempts, where the Knights are 2 of 9 from three-point range and just 5 of 12 from the foul line.
Yeah, and you know, as a program like the Knights, who are trying to build and have more success and get the program like jump-started, things like free throws are so important. Those are free points that you have to take advantage of. You know, they didn't have the season they wanted last year. They're hoping to turn things around this year, and that's a good place for them to start. Free throws and turnovers.
Neither team really shooting the ball that well. The Knights 12 of 29, 41%. Shenandoah actually for the entire game in the first half from both two-point and three-point attempts, they were 14 to 33, only 42%. So they shot 42% field goal-wise, but three-point shooting, 64%.
Yeah, interesting. And you saw, I mean, the Knights are playing really tough defense inside the paint. They're not giving them anything easy. Other than on those turnovers, but when Shenandoah comes down with an offensive possession and are setting up, their best shot has been the three-pointer because Thornton and McCready are locking down the paint so good.
Yeah, the Knights out-rebounded Shenandoah in that first half 20 to 13, but unfortunately, you look at the turnover margin, Shenandoah with 8 turnovers, the Knights had 13 turnovers.
Yeah, and Shenandoah's been good on capitalizing on those turnovers, turn them into fast break points, so definitely an adjustment you're going to see from Coach Caputo coming out in the second half, telling him to slow down, be a little more patient, and be clean with your passes.
Halftime score once again, it is Shenandoah 42 and Southern Virginia 31. We will take a break now from the Knight Sports Arena here at halftime. Welcome back to the Night Sports Arena. Jim Bresnahan back here with you along with Seth Hansen, bringing you all the action tonight of the Southern Virginia University men's basketball team, the Knights, starting the 2017-18 season at home, taking on Shenandoah. And at halftime, Shenandoah on top here, 42-31. We're about a minute and a half away from getting the second half underway, and we'll see what the Knights do differently, if anything, in the second half. We'll see also, Seth, how the Hornets shoot the three-pointer in the second half. They were 7 of 11 in the first half, shooting three.
Yeah, I mean, I would certainly expect Shenandoah to come out and not really change much offensively. They're going to look to shoot those threes. They've got some guys, multiple guys that are hot and hit multiple threes so far. And on the flip side, though, for the Knights, you've got to see them come out swinging early. They want to get that first punch in. You want to get the momentum on your side early in this half. Because if you don't, it's already at an 11-point lead. You don't want it to get any bigger. But keep doing what you've done defensively. They finished out the half strong defensively, so and just see if they can put it together on the offensive end.
Knights also missed 7 foul shots in that first half. The Hornets only missed 2 foul shots.
Yeah, that's been the tale of the tape so far. Got to hit those threes. Of course, most of those shots have been taken by the big men, and historically big men shoot a little worse from the free throw line. But if you can start counting on them from the line, things could be good in their favor.
Knights are going to go with, as far as their starting 5, it'll be the original starting 5. And Colson Hardy, also Justin Prisby will be starting in the second half, along with Aaron Rimbaugh, Cale Thornton, and the other starter will be Kellen Winslow. Kellen really didn't get going offensively, and he's another guy who can shoot the three.
Yeah, Kellen's such a high energy, high effort kind of guy. I like this, that he's coming out to start this half. He's the one who can be tough defensively, set the tone, and really swing the ball in his favor. And as you mentioned, he can shoot the three. He's just got to get his looks, and hopefully that'll be the case this half.
All I could think about in that first half was, this is the team that is picked last for the ODAC?
Yeah.
Because they look pretty good in that first. Now, again, that was just one half of action. And that might be their best half of the entire season. But if it isn't, if it's really par for the course, either they were mispicked by being picked last, or the ODAC is one heck of a conference.
Right. Yeah, and a lot of that's got to be, the new head coach with his new system with some of these really good athletes. I'm sure they're a different looking team than they were last year.
Knights trying to get a good shot off, and they do. Pass into Thornton from Hardy, and he scores to make it 42-33. So just like that, the Knights are within 9.
Great offensive possession. Took care of the ball, took some time off the clock, and got it to your big man for an easy layup.
Driving to the basket outside. Fake on the shot attempt. Miss
go.
on the layup. Cale Thornton with some good defense. Back comes Colson Hardy. Over to Winslow. Now they'll go over to the right side. Down low to Thornton again, and Cale couldn't get that shot to go. Tough roll there. Had a good look at it. Knights still trail by 9. Drive to the basket, and the layup attempt is no good. Another rebound ripped down by Cale Thornton.
Good, strong rebound for Cale. Definitely good to see.
Thornton outside with it now. Now to Hardy. They try to go down low to Prisby. He's not open. Now over to the right to Cale Thornton. Rimbaugh fakes the three at the foul line to Prisby. Driving to the basket. Nice pump fake. Got the shot to go.
Nice move there by Prisby. Way to be patient, good footwork, and resulted in a bucket.
First 4 points in the second half going to Southern Virginia, 42-35. Knights lead deficit is only 7 now. Drive to the basket, and the shot is good by Quay Mcdonald, the senior out of Frederick, Maryland. He makes it 44-35.
You see what Shenandoah's doing on offense. They're getting Cale Thornton to come outplay outside of the paint, and then they're slashing inside. So it's working for them. They've got to get some switches to keep Cale in the paint to defend the bucket.
Thornton got free, and he's fouled, and he'll go to the foul line to shoot 2. You can see Shenandoah's theory. Don't give up any easy layups. Foul Cale or McCready for that instance, and send them to the foul line and take their chances at the foul line.
Yeah, and just to go back on defense, the Knights, they've got to communicate better. They've got to get their switches down. You don't want Cale defending past that three-point line. That's too far for him. He needs to be playing down low to defend and stop any easy layups.
And remember, Thornton does have 2 fouls. And his first foul shot is on the way, and he misses again. 5 of 13 now for the Knights from the free throw line so far tonight. So they have missed 8 foul shots. Second one on the way. That one is short. Nice rebound by Prisby, and he scores.
And that's the second time the Knights have bailed out one of their free throw shooters, but good work, good energy there, and a way to finish, cut this lead, make it even shorter.
44-37, three-pointer by Shenandoah is no good. Key missed there for the Hornets on a three-point bomb. Rebound Knights, Hardy all the way. Nice no-look pass, and he kept going for the layup. Thought he got fouled. The ball rolled out of bounds. Last touch by the Hornets. And Hardy really thought he drew some contact there.
I mean, maybe we just don't have the best angle here, Jim, but that certainly looks like he didn't touch the ball at all, and it was all arm. But it still stays the Knights' ball, and still has a chance to get a bucket here.
And now here come the Hornets, substituting a whole new 5 players in. Room ball will inbound to Thornton, and he was breaking free, but the ball was knocked away. Last touch by the Hornets, 23 on the shot clock. Inbounds out to Thornton, back to Roombaugh. Knights have really not tried to shoot the three a whole lot tonight. And here's Roombaugh baseline. Shot up and no good. Rebound Thornton. And he puts it back up and in.
Man, that was a strong rebound by Cale down there to get inside, body everybody up, and then go up with it, finish the layup. Good work by Thornton.
Drive to the basket, layup no good. Rebound Aaron Roombaugh. Knights only trail here by 5, trying to make the comeback. They trailed at 1 point by 11 to start the second half. Now only down by 5. Prisby down low to Thornton. Thornton working his way in. Baseline. Tried to heave it to the basket from the baseline. Too strong. And a steal by Hardy. So the Knights have it right back again, only down by 5. Roombaugh to the left to Prisby. He'll fire the three. It is up and no good. Rebound, Aaron Roombaugh. Shot, no good. Roombaugh, another rebound, puts it up and in.
That was an athletic play by Roombaugh to grab it in midair with one hand and finish it with that single hand. Good work, good effort. Knights rolling right now.
44-41, drive to the basket. Shot no good, wild shot. And did Thornton pick up his, nope, looks like it's out of bounds. Last touch by the Hornets.
Nope.
Or did Thornton pick up his foul? Let's see. No, looks like it's going to be Knights ball.
That's an interesting move, taking Thornton out right now. He's been playing well, but let's see if McCready can keep it up with that energy and that defense.
It almost was a third foul on Thornton. He looked like he went over a back, but referees didn't call it that way. And there's a steal by Shenandoah. Knights had a chance to maybe tie the game with a 3. The Hornets come right back, and there's Roombaugh drawing the charge.
Great play by Roombaugh. Just set his feet and take the contact. That's good defensive play.
44-41. The Hornets have only scored 2 points in the opening 4+ minutes here in the second half.
Man, I don't know what Coach Caputo told him in the halftime, but it certainly worked. I mean, he's got guys believing in this and trusting the process, and you're seeing it now. Only 3 points, as you mentioned. Good things coming right now. That momentum is in their favor.
And it looks like, sure enough, Shenandoah has come back down to earth as far as their shooting percentages are concerned. Prisby off to Winslow for a 3. It hit the side of the backboard, and the ball is pulled away, but it's pulled back by Winslow. Winslow with a nice pass to Prisby, and he scores.
We mentioned early in the game, it looks like the refs are just letting them play, which is good. You saw it right there, some hand slapping, but ball came free and found him for the easy bucket. Good work by the Knights. Good effort.
44-43. Knights now only down by 1. Again, they trailed by 11 at halftime. 3-pointer by the Hornets, up and no good. Prisby with the rebound. Well, Prisby doing it all right now. Prisby goes all the way down the left side, stops, gives to Winslow, fakes the 3, down low. The pass comes to McCready. And over to Roombaugh on the baseline. His shot is no good, and the rebound comes to the Hornets. And the Hornets lose the ball on the break. Another turnover for Shenandoah. They're turning it over a lot now.
Yeah, that's not surprised that Coach Walsh for Shenandoah took the timeout there. It looks like Shenandoah is trying to press. All of a sudden, in the matter of 5 minutes, that 11-point lead has vanished, and you see the players kind of brushing it and not taking their time, forcing that turnover. And the Knights on the flip side playing with so much energy. It's really good to see.
So it's 14:47 to go here in the second half, and the Knights, who started this second half trailing 42-31, they've outscored Shenandoah 12-2.
Yeah, and again, it doesn't even look like the Knights they're not doing anything different than what they were doing in the first half. It's just a combination of Shenandoah's not hitting their threes and the Knights are converting on offense, but it's looked really similar. Just buckets are falling for the Knights now, and it's showing up on the scoreboard.
And the Knights are within a point here at 44-43. Southern Virginia playing much better defense here in the second half. Shenandoah turning the ball a lot more over in the second half than they did in the first half, Seth, and they've missed some threes, and it just seems maybe the Knights have got the momentum now.
Yeah, and that's, in basketball, momentum can be everything, and it was so important for the Knights to come out strong and deliver the first blow in the second half, and they've done that here. I'm interested to see what Coach Walsh for Shenandoah, what he's going to tell his team, what adjustments he made in that timeout. If he's going to encourage that three ball still, if they're going to start working it inside.
Knights will go with Spencer Brown on the floor along with McCready, Sam Armstrong. Room ball stays out there. Alec Johnson also on the floor now for the Knights, who will try to take the lead for the first time since early in the first half. Brown with it. Over to Armstrong. Three on the way. Up and no good. And Shenandoah grabs the rebound. And the Hornets back the other way, drawing the foul on Alec Johnson for a two-shot to foul shot coming up here. Yeah, layup attempt was missed, but Alec Johnson picked up the contact.
It looked like Johnson was trying to get in position to draw that charge, but good play by Shenandoah there and draw the contact.
And Dominic Stewart, a senior from Clinton, Maryland, will go to the foul line to shoot. By my count, Shenandoah has played like 12 or 13 guys tonight. They have played a lot of people. And there's a missed foul shot for the Hornets. They only missed two in the first half. One-point lead for the Hornets. 14:27 to go in the ball game. And now it's a 45-43 game. Knights can tie with a basket, take the lead with a three. Johnson will fire the three. It's rims out. Would have given the Knights the lead. Last touch by the Knights. It's Hornets basketball. 2-point lead for Shenandoah.
Man, he had a good look too. That's just so unfortunate when you see it rim out like that. But you want to see him keep shooting that. It looks like he's going to get it to fall.
They'll reset the shot clock and inbound again. So 14 minutes and 12 seconds left here in the second half, and the Knights only down by two, 45-43. Drive to the basket. Shot is good. That one thrown in by Seth Myers, a senior out of Newmarket, Maryland, 47-43. Call inside. Looks like it's going to go against the Hornets, fouling McCready inside. I don't think Shenandoah is too awfully concerned with the sheer amount of fouls. And I think we've got a media timeout with 13:55 to go. Your score, Shenandoah 47, the Knights 43. We'll take a timeout here from the Knights Sports Arena. Welcome back to the Knights Sports Arena. Jim Bresnahan and Seth Hansen again back here with you. 47-43 your score. Shenandoah on top over the Knights by 4 with 13:55 to go in regulation. The Knights trailed at halftime 42-31. Don't forget we've got women's basketball coming up for you next Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. The Southern Virginia women with their first home game taking on Randolph.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the women come out this year. I know they feel good about their squad. Coach Roberts says a lot of good things to say about her team, so I'm definitely looking forward to that one.
Yeah, they've got a lot of key returning players too.
Yeah, Shelby Windsor last year. Now she's known as Shelby Butler. Got married over the summer.
Yep.
She's going to be a good force for that team on offense and on the defensive end.
Here the Knights trail by 4 in the first men's home game. Nice pass to McCready on the inbounds. He scores easily, 47-45. There's a 2-point lead for the Hornets. Knights really on fire right now. Trying to make a charge that will put them in the lead. Nice pass down low, blocked by McCready. Armstrong picks up the loose ball. Armstrong over to Johnson. Knights can take the lead with a 3. They go to Jaron Anderson. Shot clock is at 12. McCready way outside with the ball. Armstrong. Now Anderson driving. Foul line jumper. Up and no good. Battle for the rebound. Anderson pulls it out of the air and misses the follow shot. Knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Knights.
Yeah, I tell you what, though, McCready coming up strong on that defensive end. That was a great block. That's what we want to see all season. If that's all he does all season, we'd be pretty happy.
Frisbee checks back in. He's been one of the stars tonight for the Knights. He's been all over the place, offensively and defensively.
Yeah, he's been a real hustle, energy guy in finishing on the offensive end. I'm sure Coach Caputo's got to be happy with his play tonight.
And Winslow will check back in, replacing Anderson. So you got Winslow, Frisbee, Johnson, Armstrong, and McCready out there right now. 47-45, 2-point lead for the Hornets, and we are under 13 minutes to go in the game. Jump shot from about 10 feet away, no good. Rebound, Winslow. Good block out. Johnson back the other way in a hurry. Alley-oop down to McCready, wasn't ready for it. Lost it out of bounds, and turnover for the Knights. (47-45). It almost seems like the Knights are ready to make that charge, just can't get over the hump and take the lead. A lot of body contact. McCready picks up the loose ball as Winslow hits the turf. And Prees, the other way, misses the shot. Johnson with the follow shot. He couldn't get it to go. Armstrong chasing down the loose ball after the Frisbee and Johnson miss. And so, again, the Knights can take the lead with a 3-pointer. Pass down low to McCready. Spinning inside, double teamed, and he was fouled. They're going to say apparently the foul on McCready.
That's a
interesting call there.
Very interesting and maybe questionable call, but
well, I know they're trying to clamp down on the physical play in the post and trying to get the rules enforced, and maybe the referees were saying that he put his head down and really pulled his way into the defender.
It's interesting that that's the call they made when they're letting everybody play physical driving through the lane, but it is what it is. Maybe we didn't have the best angle from here, and the Knights just got to get back on defense.
2-point lead for Shenandoah. Another missed shot, another rebound for the Knights. That one by Winslow. Again, the Knights can take the lead with a 3-pointer. Tie with a 2. Johnson over to Thornton. Now back to Alec. Over to the right side to Armstrong. Frisbee got loose inside. Nice pass to Cale Thornton. His shot was left short. And the Hornets grabbed the rebound.
It looks like Frisbee made one too many passes there. He should have gone up strong with that ball that close to the hoop.
Both teams have gone cold offensively. Drive to the basket. And a foul going to be called away from the basket. Called against the Knights apparently. On the drive, and Kellen Winslow will pick it up. Body foul called on Winslow. Each team now with 3 team fouls. Both teams really struggling offensively here in the second half. Shenandoah has only scored 5 points. Knights have 14, but they have missed several opportunities to take the lead. 11:20 to go in regulation. And another foul going to be called against the Knights. Let's see if Frisbee maybe picks this one up. Yeah, it looks like he will. And now we'll see if that was a shooting foul. And if it does, it's going to be 2 foul shots coming up here for Shenandoah and Jonah Meredith, the senior out of Frederick, Maryland. So Frisbee has his second foul. 14 foul on Southern Virginia. And the Hornets now lead by 3. Knights have made a great comeback here in the second half, Seth, but in the last 4 or 5 minutes, they've had opportunities to either tie or take the lead and just haven't been able to get that one key play.
Yeah, they got to, their philosophy, whatever they've drew up at halftime is working. They just need to keep doing it and keep finding some easy buckets. We see Cale Thornton back in now. Maybe he'll be able to spark and get the Knights rolling on offense. But what they've got going is working. Just keep playing tough defense. Get your feet in the right position. Don't use your hands as much, and it's good things will be coming for them.
Yeah, plenty of time to go. 11-10 to go. 49-45 now. The Hornets by 4. Knights trying to score that basket. That'll get them a little closer here. They go over to the left side to Prisby. Down low to Roomba on the baseline. He'll stop. Nice pump fake. Got loose and scores. Aaron Roomba maybe is the guy they should be looking for. He's on fire right now. It's 49-47.
Great footwork by Roomba there, and way to finish. That's what the Knights needed.
Drive to the basket. Layup attempt no good. Thornton battling for the rebound, and the Hornets pull it down. (49-47). It's a 2-point lead for Shenandoah. Fadeaway jump shot, no good. Too strong. Rebound. Roomba.
Good strong defense there. That's the play you want to make them shoot.
Johnson lost the ball. Had it poked away from behind. Back the other way comes Shenandoah on a 4-on-1 break, and they get the layup score by Quay Mcdonald. It's 51-47. Well, with these guys, they're so fast. You've got to watch from behind. Pass down low to Prisby. He is triple teamed. He'll try the shot, and he's called for a travel. I know it's a lot easier said than done, but when you're a triple team like that, you got to look for a teammate. First of all, you're standing in the lane. You don't want to stand there too long.
Yeah, Prisby should have probably kicked it out there. He's a guy who believes in himself, though. I understand that thought. I've certainly been in that position before, but definitely got to look for a teammate in that situation. 51-47. Knights could really use a turnover. Here's a three-pointer by the Hornets, and it's a basket made by Quay Mcdonald. And McDonald's made some good big shots here in the last couple of minutes to pull the Hornets back to a 7-point lead now at 54-47. So the Knights really need a hoop this time down, a 2 or a 3 to stay close to the Hornets. It is Cale Thornton backing his way in. Good move by Thornton, and the ball rimmed out. Tough miss there. Rebound Prisby over to Thornton, and he scores. Man, Prisby, good work, man. Just never quitting. That's the kind of heart you want to see if you're a coach. Those are the kind of guys you want playing for you, and he made that happen.
Yeah, Prisby really the key for that basket to make it 54-49. Shot no good. Another rebound for the Hornets. Great block by Cale Thornton. Ball thrown out of bounds. Last touch by the Hornets. Knights have it, only down by 5. 8:57 to go in the game.
That was great work by Cale there. Just kept his feet, kept his ground, and eyed the ball, was able to get that block.
Cale Thornton doing the job defensively, as has been Justin Prisby. And now the Knights need a basket, trailing by 5. And there's a steal at midcourt. Hardy lost the ball, and the ball taken away by the Hornets by Jalen Jarrett, stealing the ball from Colson Hardy. It's 56-49. That was a turnover that really hurt. Knights will try to rebound from that turnover. Down by 7 now. Prisby to Hardy to Roomba for the three-pointer. Good.
I'll tell you what, if I'm on the Knights, if I'm Coach Caputo, or if I'm handling the ball, I'm looking for Aaron Roomba the rest of this game.
No question.
He's been hot, and he might be the one to take you to victory in this one.
56-52. How will the Hornets respond? It's Jarrett. Outside. With the basketball, Chaney. Jump shot good by the Hornets. They're making some clutch baskets here to stay ahead. 59-52. Clock becoming a factor now. Knights need another big jump shot. Just got a 3 from Aaron Roomba. They could use another one. Roomba on a drive to the basket, and he scores again.
Yeah, he's really feeling it right now. He's just got a good flow for the game. He needs the ball in his hands.
59-54. Lead down to 5. Jarrett, pull-up jumper. He hits again. 61-54. Credit the Hornets. They've made some big shots too, but now the Knights trail again by 7 with 7:17 to go in the game. And will they turn to Aaron Rumbaugh again for a basket? Outside to Winslow, back to the left to Rumbaugh. Now Kale, back to Rumbaugh. Nice pass by Kale, and he got Rumbaugh for an easy layup to make it 61-56.
Rumbaugh is a lot quicker, and he's deceptively more athletic than I think these defenders are giving him credit for, and he's making them pay right now.
Jump shot by the Hornets inside. A score by Derek Perry, and the Hornets are doing enough to stay ahead of the Knights by 7 with 6:40 to go in the game.
Yeah, eventually you got to stop trading baskets. You got to get a stop here on the defensive end. I mean, they've got to get a bucket and then come back down and play some stout D.
Pass down low to Prisby. And the shot was blocked. Outside the ball comes to Hardy. Over, pass knocked away, stolen away by the Hornets. They try to break it up the other way. And now they'll launch a 3, and it's good by Quay Mcdonald again. Well, the Knights have really made a great run here, Seth, but McDonald and Jarrett and a few other Hornets have done pretty well as well to keep Shenandoah on top here, 66-56. The Knights have actually played very well the last few minutes, but the Hornets have just played a little bit better.
That's just so tough. He had a hand in his face. He almost got a piece of that ball. As a coach, there's not much else you can tell a guy. You were in the right spot, you contested the shot, and he just made a one heck of a shot there.
I'm thinking maybe the Shenandoah coaches might have been going, hey, let's work the shot clock a little bit, but they weren't working the shot clock at all.
No, it's one of those where you don't necessarily like that shot as a coach, but if it goes in, there's not much you can say. So
now the Knights have enough time. They're down by 10, though. And what that means is, Seth, is they're going to have to be almost letter perfect on the offensive end. And as you just mentioned a second ago, they're going to have to get some defensive stops here quickly. Yeah,
they can't. They don't really have much room for error, especially on the offensive end. Aaron Rumbaugh's been a huge spark these last couple minutes. But look for them to try and shut him down. That means somebody else has to step up, whether it be Winslow or if it's Thornton down low. And then defensively, you just got to hope that they're not going to start hitting threes again. You pack the inside and make them shoot from the outside.
And the Knights will be playing tomorrow night at Christendom. Then they go to Penn State Mont Alto on Friday. And then again next Tuesday, they play Washington Lee. And a week from Saturday, they start capital play against Penn State Harrisburg. The Knights will not be back at home until Saturday, December the 2nd, when they have their Capital Conference home opener against Wesley. So here we go, Knights down by 10, 6:08 to go. Rumbaugh outside to Thornton. Knights really need a basket here, trailing by 10. Shot clock at 15. Armstrong back into the game, down low to Thornton. Hook shot, got it!
Good work now. Now you need a quick possession, a quick miss by Shenandoah here. Play defense, and when the shot goes up, you got to find somebody, box them out, and get the rebound.
See if the Hornets work the clock a little bit, or they just fire when they've got a good feel for the shot. Layup attempt is no good. Good defense by Thornton.
Good defense there, like you said.
Pass to Prisby, to Kale, and now Rumbaugh with it. And he was fouled. Looks like the foul will be called against Jonah Meredith, non-shooting foul.
What I like on that defensive end there was Thornton down low being real physical. We've mentioned a couple times the refs are letting him play at the moment. So Kale isn't shying away from that contact. He's going up straight in a legal defensive play, but he's ready for that contact, and it was a heck of a play.
Each team's only got 14 fouls, so 1-1 is a ways off for both teams. Thornton double team, passes outside to Rumbaugh, thought about taking the three. Aaron backs his way in with a great layup attempt.
Oh my goodness.
Put it home.
Look at Aaron Rumbaugh. As I mentioned, that athleticism, it'll sneak up on you. He's definitely up in the top, elite athlete status. Great work there.
66-60, the Knights within 6. McDonald will fire another three. That one rims out, but there's a rebound inside. Prisby able to tie up.
They called a foul on Prisby.
Yeah, he did. Almost looked like it was going to be jump ball possession arrow.
Given how this game has been called so far, I thought it was going to be a jump ball, but they felt like he was grabbing the arm instead of the ball. But Good hustle there, good effort, and man, can't say enough about Aaron Rumba right now. That was an amazing play on the offensive end.
That
Great
was
finish.
Frisbee's third foul, 15 foul, non-shooting foul, so the Hornets will take it out of bounds. 66-60 with 4:48 to go in regulation. Knights trailed by 11 at halftime. They got to within a couple of points on several occasions, fell behind by 10, now down by 6. See if the Hornets look like they want to work the clock a little bit this time down. And a wild shot taken and made somehow by Derek Perry. It was a fadeaway jumper.
It was pretty good defense there. He just made a better shot.
68-60. Knights again trail by 8. And again, they need a clutch basket. Foul called inside. It'll go against the Hornets. That'll be their 15th foul. And a foul called against Jonah Meredith, just his second. So each team's got 5 team fouls, 4:19 to go in regulation. 68-60, the Hornets lead by 8. They led by 11 at halftime. They've made just enough shots here in the second half to stay ahead. Knights have not had the lead in the second half. And the shot clock for Southern Virginia is down to 17. Room ball passing down low to Alec Johnson, too strong on the shot. Rebound, Shenandoah. And a steal by Alec Johnson on a lazy pass by the Hornets, and Johnson goes all the way and scores.
Finished with the left hand there. Great work there. Just anticipate that pass and make something happen.
68-62. We'll see if that turnover turns this game around, perhaps. Here's Jarrett on a drive. Nice pass inside, and Thornton will be called for the foul, I believe. Boy, Jalen Jarrett, not very tall. He's only 5'7", 155 pounds, but he is what you would call a playmaker.
Yeah, his athleticism is through the roof, and he uses that well here in this game.
Non-shooting foul, but that was Cale Thornton's third foul. 68-62. 3:44 to go. Outside three-pointer by the Hornets is too strong, and the rebound comes to the Knights. Down by 6. Here comes Southern Virginia. Room ball all the way. Doesn't see an opening. Stops. Passes inside to Alec Johnson, who got free. 68-64.
4-point game. I don't know how Alec Johnson got lost down there. I didn't even see him down there. Shenandoah certainly didn't, but easy bucket.
And the Knights have climbed to within 4, and now it looks like a timeout will be taken by Shenandoah. Shenandoah taking a timeout here, Seth, with 3:20 to go to talk it over.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Walsh for Shenandoah, he's probably discussing some of their shot selections on the offensive end, such as that last three-pointer. You know, I'm sure he's trying to preach, use the clock a little bit. We want to run the clock a little bit and look for a more high percentage shot is what they call it.
But he's probably also discussing that defensive breakdown that allowed Alec Johnson to be wide open underneath the basket.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. But the Knights, they got a good feel going. Aaron Rumba, I mean, he's working that offense. He's making everything tick. He's got to have the ball in his hands in these last 3 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, the Knights have had a lot of key performances in the second half by folks like Justin Frisbee, and Alec Johnson has made some big plays, as has Cale Thornton, but Aaron Rumba offensively really carrying this team on his back right now, and he's got to be the go-to guy as far as the number one offensive talent you look for every time down, I would think.
Well, and he's seeing the floor really well. I mean, we've been talking about his shots falling the second half, but he's made some nice passes out there. He's helping the offense run the way it's supposed to, and those are the guys you need to have the ball in his hands. He's got experience. He's played in close games like this last year, so he definitely needs to be on the floor.
Knights were just able to get 5 wins last year, 3 in the conference. Had a lot of close losses, though. Hoping to get 2017 and 18 off to a good start tonight with their season opener and home opener against the Shenandoah Hornets out of the ODAC. Shenandoah with the basketball in a 4-point lead with 3:20 to go in regulation. Knights have 16 fouls, 5 team fouls on Shenandoah. Next team foul against the Knights will be a 1-and-1 for Shenandoah. Jarrett passing down low, pass knocked out of bounds. 12 on the shot clock. Last touch by the Knights.
Not sure where he was looking to go there, but lucky break for Shenandoah, bounced off the Knight defender's shoulder.
Jarrett inbounding. Shot. Quick shot. Taken. Missed. Rebound Knights. They can come within 2 with a basket or 3. They can come within 1 with a three-pointer. Nice pass inside to McCready, and Rumbaugh with a great assist, and the Knights are within 2.
On cue, Rumbaugh making something happen on offense, and good work by McCready to gather that ball in and make the layup.
Anybody's game now. 2:48 to go. 68-66. The Hornets clinging to a 2-point lead. Jarrett will fire a 3. It is no good. Another 3-point miss by the Hornets. Here come the Knights. They can take the lead with a 3. Pass to Alec Johnson. Over to Prisby. Baseline drive. And a block is called on Shenandoah.
And they're calling it on the floor. Prisby made the right unselfish play, but you kind of wish he would have just gone up with it, had a chance for a 3-point opportunity, but he's seen the floor well, and that extra pass would have been a wide open layup for Tyler McCready.
Each team now with 6 team fouls. (68-66), 2:30 to go in regulation. This has all the makings of maybe of an overtime game.
Yeah, we're in for a good one here, Jim.
Knights are hoping to win it in regulation after trailing at one point 66-56 in this game. Pass to Alec Johnson. Knights can take the lead with a 3. Johnson with a jump shot. He ties the game.
Tie game. Good look by Alec Johnson there. Good work. Knights, we got the momentum. The crowd's into it. Need a big stop here.
68-68. Knights trying to come back here in the second half. Down by 11 at halftime. Down by 10 in the second half. This is Jarrett. Now Quay Mcdonald, he's had some big shots in the second half. Passing down low, knocked away by Prisby. It's pulled away by the Knights. Here comes Southern Virginia. They can take their lead, their first lead in the second half if they can make a basket. Pass down low to McCready. Shot on the way, no good. He left it short. Battle for the rebound. It's on the floor, picked up by Prisby. Over to Rumbaugh. Shot clock's at 12. Minute 35 to go in regulation.
Run the offense here.
Gonna have to hurry. Rumbaugh outside to McCready. Shot on the way, and it's no good. And Shenandoah's got it with a minute 23 to go. Anybody's game now. 68-68. Minute 15 on the clock. Jarrett passes to McDonald. Driving layup. Too strong. Rebound McCready. Knights have it with 65 seconds to go. Somebody lost a shoe from Shenandoah.
Looks like it.
Looks like Jarrett lost it to a little point guard.
Great to see Knights. Their defense right now is very sound. There's not anybody jumping out trying to make too big of something happen, but they're staying on their defensive assignment, and it's paying off. They're making Shenandoah shoot bad shots, and they're pulling down the rebounds. This is a heck of a game right now.
We'll take a quick timeout. It's 68-68 with 64 seconds to go. Jim Bresnahan, Seth Hansen again back here with you at the Knights Sports Arena. What a game tonight to open this 2017-18 season. The Knights trailed by 11 at halftime. They trailed by 10 in the second half and now have tied the game at 68 with Shenandoah. 64 seconds left in regulation. 27 seconds on the shot clock for the Knights, and they're looking to take their first lead of the second half.
I'll tell you, Jim, I got butterflies right now. This is going to be a heck of a finish.
Thornton's out there along with Prisby, Winslow, Rumbaugh, and Alec Johnson. You would think they would look for Rumbaugh the way he's been playing in the second half, but any of those Knights capable of scoring the go-ahead basket.
They're going to try and work it down low.
Pass comes to Roomba on the left side. He thought about a three, didn't take that shot.
Should have shot that.
Thornton to Alec Johnson. 7 on the shot clock. Winslow will fire a three. It's up and no good. Thornton with the rebound.
Played out. Shot
and the shot clock is going to expire because the ball never hit the rim. It hit the side of the basket. Knights didn't know that the shot clock, they thought it had reset, but it had not. And now suddenly Shenandoah has the ball with 37 seconds left in regulation. Knights will still have a chance here. Even if Shenandoah were to run their 30 seconds off their shot clock and score, the Knights would still have 7 seconds to work with. But right now they got to play some defense.
Need a big stop here.
And Shenandoah's barely been out of sorts offensively. You wonder who they're going to go to. Jarrett, the point guard, drives and misses. No foul call. Good defense by Thornton. And now the Knights have a 5-second differential between shot clock and game clock. And Johnson goes all the way down the lane and misses the shot. Rebound battled for, pulled away by the Knights. And it's knocked away, and Prisby's got it.
Hold on to it, hold on to it, hold on to it.
9 seconds to go. Can the Knights get a last-second shot off? Rumball will take the shot, and it's no good. And it looks like we may go to overtime. The ball's on the floor, no signal, and no foul called, and I think we're going to overtime.
What a crazy last minute there. Wow, it looked like for a moment, I thought Cale Thornton was underneath, number 55 was there in the paint, but Roomba ended up putting up the shot. It was going to be close.
And Aaron, who hasn't shot too many three-pointers tonight, looks like he's been really focused about driving the ball to the basket. He just left that one short.
Yeah, it was close. It was a decent look at the time of the game. At the end there, that's the guy I'd want taking my shot. He's been so hot this game.
I'm thinking right now that you got to favor the Knights in overtime because they've got a lot of hot spot players like Roomba. They've got seemingly a better offensive flow going right now. Shenandoah, which had been shooting the ball lights out, at least for the first half and for a good chunk of the second half, it just seemingly for them, they don't really have any one player to go to right now.
Yeah, you certainly see it, and Shenandoah, they look like they're trying to force it a little bit. Jalen Jarrett there has been a great player for him today, but at that last shot probably wasn't the most advised shot. If I was the coach there, he tried to drive into the lane with Cale Thornton right under the basket.
I'm thinking he was going to try to pick up some contact, but as you mentioned, they're letting him play.
They're letting him play right there. You kind of want to see him dish and find one of the shooters on the outside. But for the Knights, way to play great D, and bummer you couldn't finish it here in regulation, but you got a chance in overtime to make it happen.
Knights outscoring Shenandoah in that second half, 37-26. They were down by 11 at halftime.
Yes, sir. One thing, no matter how this game turns out, you've got to be happy with the Knights' resiliency and their determination. It's not easy to come out after you're down 11, to come out and make something happen like this, but they really have. They've believed in each other, trust in each other, and they're going to try and get that W right now.
And we'll see how they can do here in the first overtime. They got Winslow on the floor along with Prisby, Roomba, Alec Johnson, and Cale Thornton, who will be jumping center with Derek Perry. And the tip goes to the Hornets, and they quickly miss a layup attempt. Back come the Knights. Shenandoah continues to struggle. Prisby the other way with the layup. He can't get his shot to go. Tip out, and the rebound to Jalen Jarrett. Jarrett gets the pass ahead. Jarrett trying to drive all the way. They go for the three-point bomb, and it's up and good. Hit from three-point range by Jonah Meredith to make it 71-68.
Certainly letting them play at the moment. On both ends of the floor, they're just letting everything go, what it feels like, which is okay. That's totally fine as long as it's consistent both ways. The Knights got to find something here.
Knights down by 3 to begin this overtime after the three-pointer by the Hornets. And how will the Knights respond? It'll be Thornton with it on the right wing to Armstrong, who has a three today, but only one. Alec Johnson, and now Roomba. Goes baseline. Over to Armstrong for the three. It's
Got
good.
It. There you go, Armstrong. Good work. Great find by Roomba. Being patient with the ball, that's been a great thing. He sees the court so well tonight. Found Armstrong just sitting, posting up, and man, what a shot.
71-71. All even with 3:55 to go. Drive for the Hornets down the basket, and the shot is no good, and there's Thornton again with some great defense.
Good rebound.
Pass ahead to Rimbaud, he scores!
Oh my goodness, what a pass by Alec Johnson. He needs to try out and be a quarterback on the football team. That was a coast-to-coast pass, unbelievable. And not to mention Rimbaud to bring it in and finish, great play.
73-71. Hornets will try to answer with a jump shot in the paint. No good. There's a rebound. Shot is no good.
Oh boy,
and Prisby pulls down the rebound. Knights by 2. Johnson with it on the left wing. Knights trying to add to this lead. Armstrong, another three. 76-71.
Oh my goodness. There you go, Armstrong. Been looking for that all game. Coming up big for his team. In overtime, no less. That's amazing.
Sam Armstrong, who played in 16 games as a freshman, and he shot 43.8% from 3 last year with 7 three-pointers. He just hit his 3rd 3 of the game, and the 2nd in the overtime period. He's got 2 3-pointers in this overtime, and the Knights have suddenly jumped to a 5-point lead, their biggest lead all night long.
Man, you want to talk about ice in your veins. Sam Armstrong not backing down. Hits the one, and then he's feeling good. Even with a hand in his face, drops the second one. That was just great. Great timing, great shot. The Knights are feeling good right now.
They've made several big plays in these first overtime period. 2 3-pointers by Armstrong. That pass from Alec Johnson to Aaron Rimbaud for the amazing layup. And the Knights, who started this overtime trailing by 3 after a 3-pointer by Shenandoah, suddenly on top by 5.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's more impressive on that coast-to-coast pass, if it was the actual pass or Aaron Rimbaud being able to pull it in and then have the...
In one motion.
Yeah, all in one motion, get it up, and being able to finish. That was unbelievable.
76-71, and you wonder how the Hornets are going to respond. They're probably at their lowest ebb tide all night long, and they're struggling to find one player who can deliver offensively, and they've only got 3 minutes and 4 seconds to do it all in.
And they're they've taken some shots in the paint. They're not getting bailed out by the refs. Again, we're letting the contact go.
Yep.
Interesting to see what happens here.
Let's see what Shenandoah decides to do, trailing for the first time tonight by 5 points. This is Jalen Jarrett, their little point guard. Pass inside, shot no good. Good defense again by Cale Thornton. Here come the Knights, and the pass by Johnson just a little too far for Armstrong, and the turnover for the Knights.
Hey, but Cale is really getting a good feel for the game right now. He understands he doesn't have to do too much. They haven't shot well from the block right there. He just keeps his feet set and let them miss the shot. It's been great. Good work by Cale defensively.
76-71, 2:42 to go in this first overtime. Jarrett drives to the basket.
Nice D.
Blocked by Thornton.
Another defensive play.
Jump shot on the way by the Hornets, no good. Rebound is through the net, no good. And there is Cale Thornton with the rebound.
Good work.
And now the Knights, if they wanted to, up the steal. And Alec Johnson had his pocket picked by Christopher Janey to keep Shenandoah in this game, 76-73. I was about to say they could bring it down. And another steal, and the ball's tipped off of Alec Johnson.
I can't believe they're not calling anything.
I was about to say Johnson could bring it down. They could start maybe working the shot clock a little bit, but 2 turnovers, and suddenly the Hornets are back to within 3, and they've got the basketball.
I mean, man, again, we don't have the best angle. It certainly looked like a reach from here, but it is what it is.
In a crowd, missing is the shot is Shenandoah, and Rimbaud pulls away the rebound after Meredith missed his shot inside. And now the Knights will try to work the clock a little bit, but they're more interested in getting a basket here.
Yeah, a bucket is much more important than the time right now.
3-point lead. Pass inside to Armstrong. He's got a couple of threes. He'll try another one. It's good again.
There he goes, Sam Armstrong, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that 3rd 3-pointer of the overtime.
And his 4th of the game, 79-73. Knights by 6, minute 20 to go. Shenandoah almost has to score here. And the shot is inside and missed, and Thornton is called for a foul from behind.
Good defense. Need to get that rebound, but yeah. Don't have much to say. Good defense by Cale there, it looked like.
Well, Aaron Rumbaugh carried this team in the second half. It's been Sam Armstrong largely here in the overtime with 9 points, 3 3-pointers. Timeout is taken with 1:13 to go here, Seth. And again, the Knights have 11 points in this overtime, 9 delivered by 3 3-pointers by Sam Armstrong.
You know, Jim, you and I, we spoke with Coach Caputo earlier today. We mentioned that. And he mentioned to us, he talked about Sam Armstrong, how he got meaningful minutes at the end of the year last year, and how his shot has really come along this offseason and in training camp. And, man, he has not disappointed us today. Coach Caputo had every right to be excited about this young guy.
Yes, saw him play for Quay Mcdonald High School here in Buena Vista about 4 or 5 years ago, and he did it in high school. But, of course, as you know, doing it in high school and doing it on the college level can be two completely different things.
Two very, very different things, but it's awesome to see a local kid from Buena Vista be able to come in and make a difference in this program, a program that he's probably been watching for years, and now to be a part of it is something special. Great to see that.
And it's also good to see the quality of the play the Knights have gotten tonight, especially in the second half and overtime, from the outside, from guys like Sam Armstrong, and the inside from guys like Rumbaugh and Cale Thornton.
Yeah, it's, you know, they're playing really well as a team. It doesn't look like they're forcing anything. It looks like they're just running the offense and trusting each other. You know, really excited, and now you got to get it done, boys. You got to finish it out, finish strong here. You only got 1:13 left. Now's the time to earn that paycheck.
And who knows, it might come down to foul shooting. Right now, Shenandoah will attempt to get a little closer from the foul line. First foul shot is good to make it 79-74. That shot is no good, and Thornton grabs an important rebound.
Good work there by Cale. Good hustle and way to anticipate that ball coming off the rim.
Now the Knights will try to work the clock a little bit. Maybe take about 10 seconds off and then run the offense. Rumbaugh stops outside to Alec Johnson. Knights really need a basket here. Johnson with a jump shot. It is up and no good. Shenandoah grabs the rebound. 44 seconds to go. 5-point lead for the Knights. Hornets draw the contact, missing the shot. Let's see if Prisby will pick that one up.
You know, that last offensive possession by the Knights, I was okay with. They took their time on the clock, and that's a good look for Alec Johnson. He's one to hit that kind of shot. Just unfortunately didn't fall for him. But good offensive work there, and need to have another strong possession here.
Yeah, Prisby picked up his 4th foul. So we have 2 shots coming here for Jonah Meredith. His team down by 5 for the Hornets. And he got the first shot to make it 79-75. Boy, if you're the Hornets, you make this. Do you foul Southern Virginia, or do you let them run the clock?
That's a tough question. one reason I'm up here and not coaching right now.
And they missed the foul shot, the second shot.
They're going to call it out on Southern Virginia.
Which would give Shenandoah the basketball. It is a 4-point game with 34 seconds to go. It will give Shenandoah a chance to either make a basket to get within 2 or a 3 to get within 1. And this game may come down to the final few seconds with just 34 seconds left in the first overtime.
Yeah, and regardless, you're going to see, however this possession goes for Shenandoah, you're going to see them fouling the Knights on the next one. There's only 5 seconds different on the shot clock here.
Great crowd on hand for the season opener for Southern Virginia. They trailed by 11 at halftime. Great second half comeback for Southern Virginia. They blew out to a big lead here in overtime. Shenandoah has been able to hang around and stay close. They're only down by 4 with 34 seconds to go.
Yeah, and you know, we've obviously talked about it. Sam Armstrong, he's got 9 points in this half, or excuse me, in this overtime. Look for him to get his touches on this offensive end of the ball. And looks like we're in for another wild finish, just like the end of regulation.
And we'll see what the Hornets want to do. They really don't have a go-to guy offensively right now, and you wonder if they're going to take it to the basket, maybe try to draw some more contact, or not, maybe pop a three. Here we go with 34 seconds to go. This is McDonald. He's had some big shots tonight. Fires up a jumper and hits. That was Quay Mcdonald, the senior, who's had several big baskets, and he got one there to make it 79-77 with 28 seconds left. So the shot clock should be off. And now, if you're the Hornets, I would imagine you'll obviously go for a steal, and if you can't get it, you might foul right away.
Yeah.
The way the Knights have shot foul shots, at least in the first half, you would think the Hornets would want to make this a foul shooting contest for the final 28 seconds.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Coach Caputo plays this. If he's going to leave Cale, Thornton, and Tyler McCready, if he's going to leave one of them on the floor, if he's going to opt for a shooter. The other thing you could do is you could have one of them inbound the ball. That decreases the chance of them being the one that's fouled and have to shoot the free throws.
Or obviously leave them off the floor until somebody else gets fouled and then bring them back in.
Exactly.
Just for the rebounding purposes.
Yeah, because you want their defensive presence, but
I would think the one guy you want at the line right now for the Knights would be Sam Armstrong.
Yep.
I know he's been doing it with three-pointers, but he's a good foul shooter too.
Exactly. Him and Aaron Rumbaugh, those are the two that the Knights are hoping going to get fouled. But the most important thing right here is making a clean inbound pass. You got to get the ball in play. Don't turn it over here.
Frisbee's on the floor along with Armstrong, Rumbaugh, Johnson.
And he did.
And also, it is Colson Hardy out there.
He did. He took off McCready and Thornton. Let's see what happens here.
Rumbaugh to inbounds. Let's see how the Hornets play this. Will they foul right away? Johnson's got the ball. They're trying to maybe get a backcourt violation. Johnson gets across. Will they foul him? Pass over to Frisbee. No fouls yet.
Just letting it go.
And they finally foul Armstrong.
Wow, that's
surprising.
Yeah, I'm not real sure if they were trying to foul and just couldn't get there, but I can't imagine the plan was to let that much time run off the clock.
Or to let Armstrong get a hand of the ball and then make him go to the foul line.
Yeah, that's about as bad as it could have gone for Shenandoah there. Taking time off the clock, and it's Armstrong shooting the free throws.
So Armstrong can really help his team if he can hit them both here. It wouldn't necessarily put the game out of reach, but it would give the Knights a big cushion of 4 points with just 15 seconds to go. Armstrong, foul shot, good. Big one there.
Ice in his veins, Jim. That's great to see a young player like this come up so big for his team, and he's not crumbling under the pressure.
And he can really give the Knights a nice cushion if he can hit this one and make it a 4-point game. And he got it. 81-77, Knights by 4, 15 seconds to go. Hornets really need a basket and maybe a three, and very, very quickly. It'll be Jarrett bringing it up court. He'll go all the way for the layup and scores 81-79. And now if you're the Hornets, you're thinking foul. I don't think you want to wait 2 or 3 seconds. You want to do it right away if you don't get the steal. If you're the Knights, try to get it maybe into Sam Armstrong's hands, have him put 2 more foul shots down, and that should do it.
Yeah, man, I know in that situation you certainly don't want to foul a shooter. You kind of wish you would have saw a little tougher defense there. They just went down the court and got the easy layup. And with how the free throws have gone tonight, you know, it's a risky move, but
it only took 5 seconds off the clock.
Exactly. You wish you would have gotten in somebody's way a little bit more, made it a little too easy for him, but you know, if you can get the ball in the right hands, whoever gets fouled, you know, you got to come up big. These are the moments you live for. Come up big in overtime for your team.
And if the Knights get fouled, obviously, if they can make the foul shots, that would be a 4-point lead again, and that should pretty much do it. If they can hit 2 foul shots and take an 83-79 lead with maybe 5 or 6 seconds to go, you would think that would pretty much do it for the Knights.
Yeah, certainly would be. Got to be clean here. The inbound pass is most important. No tip balls, nothing weird happening like that. Try to get to Armstrong if you can.
Knights trying to rally from an 11-point halftime deficit to win in overtime, win their season opener tonight against the Shenandoah Hornets out of the ODAC. Inbounds pass comes to Hardy. Back to Rumball. He is fouled with 6.9 seconds to go. And now Aaron Rumball, he will shoot a 1-and-1.
That's pretty good. I mean, they took 3 seconds off the clock. That's good to see. Now Rumball just got to finish it off here.
Certainly wants to get at least 1 out of 2. That would guarantee the Knights probably no worse than a second overtime. And 2 shots might just put it away. So Aaron Rumball, who's had a heck of a ball game tonight, especially in the second half, he will go to the foul line.
Good to note too. It is 1-and-1. So if you don't make this first one, that ball's live.
Knights do bring in Thornton back into the rotation for the rebounding purposes. And Rumball's foul shot is good. One more might just win it for the Knights. Then I think you let him go right down the court without touching him, and that might just wipe out 6 seconds. Rumball's shot is no good. He missed it. Prisby with a tip. Jacobs has it up court. They're going to try a three-pointer on the way. It is up, and it is no good. The Knights win.
I tell you, Jim, that was a scary ending there. That was scary. That ball, that free throw looked good from here, but it bounced out. Knights got lucky there at the end.
Jonah Meredith had a great look at a three-pointer. He just couldn't get the shot to go. If he'd been able to nail that three and it was an open look at a three after a defender went by him, then we would have had 82-82 and going to a second overtime.
A double overtime. But, man, Jim, you can't express enough, like, the resiliency of this team being down 11 at halftime, and they didn't blink, didn't flinch. They knew what they had to do, and they got it done in that second half and in overtime.
Tough loss for the Hornets of Shenandoah. They had an 11-point halftime lead, and they looked pretty good in the second half. They actually had a 66-56 lead in the second half, Seth. But you got to credit the Knights just making a fantastic comeback.
Yeah, I mean, you never want to be down that much, but given the situation they were in, you couldn't have started this season off better. Great, resilient team, bonding win. This win's going to bring that team closer, and they're going to believe going forward.
And so let's see, we've got Sam Armstrong to join us here on the post-game show. And Sam, congratulations first and foremost on that great comeback by you guys. Talk about how you guys made the comeback. What you talked about in the locker room at halftime when you guys were down by 11.
Well, what we were lacking was our transition defense, and so we really stepped that up and stepped it up on the three-point shooters. And then our rebounds translated into offense for us, and we were able to get some easy points off of it.
What can you say about Aaron Rumball in the second half? Well, he kind of took the game over there for a little while.
Yeah, he stepped up. He's a senior. He knows what he's doing out there. He's one of our leaders. And so it was really great to see him play that role.
And you guys almost had a chance to win it in regulation, but once you got to overtime, talk about your three-pointers, because those were the keys, your three-pointers and those 2 foul shots.
Yeah, but, once I hit one, I know I was feeling it, and I know I could hit some more, and I credit my teammates for getting me the ball when I was open. And the free throws was just icing on the cake, I guess, and Colson and Aaron hit some great free throws as well, I think.
Going into this season, what were your thoughts about how far this team could go? I know you guys struggled last year for getting victories, but you really had some close games that could have easily been wins, not losses. What was your feeling about heading into the season?
Well, it's a brand new year. Anything can happen. Any team can beat any team, and why not us? Why can't we go out and win a lot of games and be top of the conference and compete for that?
What do you think about this arrangement of 5 guys in, 5 guys out?
It's great. Everyone's fresh all the time, and yeah, it's great.
And now you guys go on the road. You got a game coming up tomorrow, a game Friday, and then you're at Washington on Tuesday, so you have a lot of games coming up in just a few days.
Yeah, we have to bounce back quick. Game Thursday, game Friday, quick turnaround for us. If we keep our focus, then we can have a really good week and a really good month to put us into conference play.
Sam, congratulations to you and the team. Big win.
Thank you so much.
Sam Armstrong, and Sam really doing the job from three-point range. You look at the numbers here, Seth, and again, Sam from three-point range for the game, 4 of 6. He had 14 points. And Aaron Rumbaugh had 22 points to lead the Knights. As we talked about, Aaron Rumbaugh, not single-handedly, but almost single-handedly carrying his team in the second half because, again, you got to remember they were down by 11 at halftime, and then I think it was 66-56. They were down by 10 in the second half.
Yeah, as you mentioned too, Rumbaugh, he didn't do it single-handedly, but it was the timing of his spark. They kind of hit. They had that big surge at the beginning of the half, and then kind of a lull, and it looked like Shenandoah was going to push it back to a bigger lead, and Aaron Rumbaugh decided right then he was going to take over and make some timely shots. So great. And as a senior, that's your job. That's your role in the team. You have to lead the team so that guys set up guys like Sam Armstrong to come in and do the work that he's there to do. And I love that kid, Sam Armstrong. Great kid. I've had classes with him.
Yep.
A great kid all the way around and a heck of a basketball player.
And now we're going to be joined by Tony Caputo, get his thoughts on this amazing come-from-behind victory. And, Tony, you guys were down by 11 at halftime. We kind of asked this question to Sam Armstrong. What did you tell the team at halftime? Did you tell them at all that maybe Shenandoah was going to lighten up on the three-pointer?
Yeah, we did. We did say that exactly. But we said that, we were giving them a lot of looks off of our turnovers and some miscommunication or lack of communication in the transition defense. So we had to clean up our transition defense. And we did in the second half. I mean, much better defensive half the second half. They didn't get the clean looks they had. And then the turnovers. I don't know what the turnovers were, but the turnovers didn't lead to the kind of threes that they had in the so I just barely got the stat sheet, so I have no idea here.
I know you had 13 at halftime, but
yeah. So
I'll tell you what was more impressive than coming from behind 42-31 at halftime was I think you guys were down 66-56. It looked like you had made a comeback and Shenandoah had kind of fought it off, and then you made another comeback.
Yeah, that was it. I mean, it was an uphill fight the whole second half. We'd come back, but then toward the end of the game, we got it close and kind of kept it there, and then they kind of come back at us a little bit. It was just a heck of a game. They shot the ball from three much better than I thought they would, especially coming in here. This isn't the easiest place to shoot the ball, and they were hot, and it was like we had to just kind of stave that off and find a way. And really, we needed to score some more points. We were just turning it over and kind of shooting ourselves in the foot a little bit.
And you had a lot of stars tonight. Talk about that a little bit because you needed each and every one of them to win this game.
Cale Fortin gave us a big pickup there to start the second half. I mean, Cale's the one that got us back from that halftime deficit. And then, like you said, we kind of lost that momentum again, but Cale made that first run.
He was making defensive plays without fouling.
Yeah, he did a great job. I don't know how many rebounds he had, but I'm going to check because I was really impressed with him on the boards.
I think it was 14.
14 rebounds. Yeah. Wow. That was really impressive. And we talked about that. That's a thing that a coach can I've told him and Tyler, you can never get too many rebounds. Sometimes coach might say, hey, you're shooting a little too much or something, but I've never heard a coach say, hey, you're getting too many rebounds. So
and Aaron Rumbaugh almost took things over in the second half.
Yeah. Aaron, he played a lot of minutes and got into a flow, and he really helped us. He made some big plays on the stretch.
Sam Armstrong did too, and the guy who I thought really was good was Justin Prisby too.
Oh yeah, Justin was tough, and we knew he would be. But Sam was quiet most of the game because we just didn't get him very many good looks, and I don't know, they were guarding him. He wasn't getting the good looks, and then strangely enough, when we put him in there, I think it was right at the start of the overtime. Kellen got hurt. He got hit in the head, and he didn't want to come off, but I just felt like, hey, we got to get Sam in there and take a look because I was a little unsure about Kellen. I know he's a competitor and never wants to come off, and he'd done such a great job on defense, Kellen, but Sam comes in there and it just, You
had so many close losses last year. How important is it to win a game like this to get this year off and rolling?
Well, this, I said right after the game, I said, this reminds me of 2 years ago. And you were there for so many tight games when we would find a way to win. And then last year we could get in those same tight games here, but we didn't have what we needed to get over the top. But like I said earlier today, experience was going to play a big factor, and it did.
One thing's for sure, you guys have a lot of games coming up over really the next 4 or 5 days now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we do.
Thursday, Friday, and next Tuesday.
Yeah, it's we've been practicing for a month. We're ready to start playing. But Sam Armstrong, if you remember, in our final game of last season hit that big three to beat St. Mary's, who, we played in the tournament the year before and was tournament bound again last year. So that's what I'm talking about, that experience factor that was going to be in our favor. So we had somebody that had done it before now. Last year we didn't have that. So we got some options here going down the stretch now.
Well, Tony, congratulations on the big win in overtime, and good luck Tuesday. Well, let's see, Thursday, Friday, and next Tuesday at Washington LA.
All right. Hey, thanks a lot.
Take
Appreciate
care.
it.
Tony Caputo right there. And to wrap things up here, Seth, again, the Knights will have a lot of action coming up over the next 3 or 4 days. They play at Christendom tomorrow, then they play at Penn State Mont Alto on Friday, and then big game at Washington LA next Tuesday.
Yeah, certainly a big test coming up for them. But, I can't express how important it is to win early, but to win a game like this early in the season, because now for the rest of the year, anytime they feel like they have their backs up against the wall, they're going to believe that they can do it. They're going to trust in each other that they can do it because it happened already. They've done it once. They know they can do it again.
They know they can win in close games. They also know they can win overtime games.
Exactly. They didn't flinch at all, which is it's just great to see. And, we were mentioning before, the seniors came up big. Cale Thornton, I'm looking at the stat sheet, had a double-double. He had 14 rebounds and 15 points. Aaron Rumbaugh had 22 points and 11 rebounds. Like, those are the leadership you need from your seniors is you can't overstate how important it is. And then to see young guys like Sam Armstrong didn't flinch in overtime, those big three-pointers and then at the foul line. This team was really impressive tonight. They were a lot of fun to watch, and I can't wait to see them going forward.
So a great season opener again for the Knights. They win in overtime. They defeat Shenandoah. Final score again tonight, it was the Knights 82 and Shenandoah 79 in overtime. Congratulations once again to the Knights. They'll be playing at Christendom coming up on Thursday, at Penn State Mont Alto on Friday, and also at Washington LA next Tuesday. So good luck in those road games as well. That's going to wrap things up here from the Knights Sports Arena. I'm Jim Bresnahan for Seth Hansen, our director Craig Reese, and all of our fantastic production staff. Thanks again for joining us, everyone, for Knights basketball.